Ida for ruining my sister's fancy wedding with my unexpected guest. I, 28F, have a younger sister, Chloe, 25F, who is a perfectionist. Her wedding was planned down to the last excruciating detail. She chose a high-end exclusive resort in the mountains. The whole thing was a black-tie, adults-only affair. Everything was color-coded, from the invitations to the floral arrangements, and she even had a no phones during the ceremony rule. I was her maid of honor, and I'd been a trooper through it all. The endless dress fittings, the bachelorette party drama, and the stress-induced breakdowns. A week before the wedding, she handed me a detailed binder with my duties for the day. I was to be her right-hand woman, her shadow, her emotional support human. I was ready. The morning of the wedding was chaotic but manageable. We were getting our hair and makeup done in a huge suite. Everything was going smoothly until I got a call from a wildlife rescue center. I volunteer there on weekends, and they were calling because a baby deer had been found tangled in a fence on a hiking trail near the resort. The deer was injured and terrified, and the person who found it couldn't wait with it. They asked if I could go check on it, as I was the closest volunteer. I told Chloe, and she looked at me like I had two heads. "You're not going anywhere, Sarah. My wedding is today. We have a timeline." I tried to explain that this was a living creature in distress, but she was having none of it. She said I was being selfish and dramatic. I decided I couldn't just ignore it. I changed out of my bridesmaid dress and into some hiking clothes, grabbed my rescue kit, and went to get the deer. It took about 2 hours to free the little guy and calm him down. I called the rescue center, and they told me they could have a vet meet me at the resort to take him. I figured this was a good compromise. I could get back to my duties quickly. I got back to the resort with the fawn wrapped in a blanket in my arms. I walked into the bridal suite, expecting maybe a few annoyed looks. Instead, I was met with pure chaos. Chloe was yelling, her mother was crying, and the makeup artist was frantically trying to fix her mascara. The moment I walked in with the deer, everything stopped. The deer, who I'd named Lucky, peeked his head out from the blanket. One of the other bridesmaids screamed, "It's a deer! She brought a deer to the wedding!" Chloe completely lost it. She screamed that I had ruined everything. "You made me late for my photos, you've caused a scene, and you've brought a wild animal into my wedding suite. This isn't some petting zoo, Sarah." A resort manager came in and, after a tense conversation, agreed to let the vet meet me in a side room to pick up Lucky. The vet took him away, and I got changed back into my dress just in time for the ceremony. I managed to get through the rest of the day, but the tension was thick. At the reception, Chloe barely spoke to me. Her new husband told me I was out of line, and my dad just shook his head at me. I love animals, and I couldn't have just left that deer to suffer. My family is acting like I committed a cardinal sin. So, Ida? Update. Thanks for the feedback, everyone. I'm feeling a little more validated after reading the comments. A lot of you are saying I'm NTA, but I think a few of you hit on the nuance. I could have handled the re-entry a bit better. Anyway, a small update. I just got a text from Chloe's new husband. He sent me a link to an article in a local paper. Turns out, a photo of me with Lucky on the trail got picked up by a local news photographer. The headline is something like,